Today is one of the nicest days yet. Beautiful sunshine. Yet we are in the midst of the coronavirus, which could lead us down the path of all staying in. But I was kind of thinking about this morning. We're going through all this, and it's a worrying time for us all. But if you think about it really, really deeply, this could be nature telling us that we need to stop what we're doing. Nature can't cope. I've heard about the water system in Venice, around the city. The water is cleared up. Wildlife is going onto the streets, and the reason for that is humans are not on them. Humans had to stay away. Italy, there was a massive lockdown. So, yes, we could be on lockdown, we don't know. But when we come out the other side of this, we really need to think about what nature is telling us, you know, and what this all means to each other. You know, we've seen people going into the shops and buying everything, and other people getting nothing in that. You know, if you think about this rationally, freight is still moving, food is still coming in, you know. Buy enough for yourself, but leave things for other people, you know. But if you think about this in a kind of what nature is trying to tell us. Nature is trying to tell us that it can't cope, and hopefully people can actually see that. You only have to go to China, where, you know, it was customary. It wasn't a new thing that people were wearing masks, but it was for a completely different reason. It was for the fact that the air is polluted by smog and from industry and loads of vehicles. That smog has died down because of the coronavirus. It's giving the earth time to heal, you know, and that's a message that everybody needs to take into account. What's the overall impact in all this? Do you know? Nature has a strange way of healing itself. You know, it is a very, very powerful force, but at the same time, it's very delicate as well. So, you know, we have to heed the warning signs a lot more now. You know? But at the moment, most of the focus is actually containing this virus, and that means less human beings out and about on the planet. We've got other worries. We've got the economic impact of all this. You if businesses are closing or if businesses cannot operate. It's a big, massive worry, and possibly just a temporary one. But in a way, I think this is nature trying to tell us, because we haven't been listening. You actually have people out walking today. Car parking there. It's got less cars than usual, but people are still. Such people are trying to. Out buying items, but yeah, it's it's important that not only the impact of the virus is taken into account, is why it took place in the first place. You only have to look at nature, like when houses are built, and if those, us that used to do abandoned exploring and paranormal investigating, we go into abandoned houses and abandoned buildings all the time, and you just see that within a couple of years of a man-made building being abandoned, the trees are already starting to grow through the cracks in the building, in the footpaths. So that's how resilient nature is. But I think in this particular case, nature basically said stop. I just looking at some other impacts this morning, rather than just looking at all the doom and gloom. Looking at the impact figures on global warming and air pollution and that, and actually the air pollution has subsided a bit in some of these high polluting countries, So, when we come out of this, which we will, I think the world will be a different place. But the question is human beings going to ignore it all, or they're going to take heed of the healing that nature needed at this time, Somebody told me that there were streets with deers and animal life running around cities. That's a sign that nature is taking back. The earth is a fragile place, and the biggest polluter on this earth is human beings. And because they're now at home in many countries, nature is taking time to heal, which is a good thing. We may see positive stuff coming from this. When people talk about with coronavirus and that, we're talking about all the worry we have, about staying safe, food supply and demand affects the business. Some of these world events, they happen for a reason. And that's why we need to think about why this happened. How did this happen and why? Because in that is the answer. It's the answer and the message that we need to bring forward after this. Do you know? Do you know, we see governments every day coming out and doing their press conferences to tell the people. Never ever seen anything like that in all my days on this earth. Other people have said it's like wartime. I never experienced anything like that. Do you know? So of course, yes, it is a worrying time. But some countries are already recovering, starting to get back. But I think rather than being greedy and see what we can take from the planet, I think the message there is not just to take from the planet, but to respect it. You know, this is absolutely a fantastic day, actually. The reason why I'm putting the camera forward here is I want to show you some of my routes of travel. I wasn't going to go out today, but I got a phone call that some mail has arrived, some packages, so it could be, I think, a Roberts 9906, which is a newer sort of radio that somebody had learned to hack. So that is another radio now that's able to be hacked. I'm not 100% sure is it, because I have ordered other little small parts and items and stuff like that. So freight is coming in and out. Do you know? Yes, I've cut down on orders. You know, for this month. Not as much as coming in, but those orders were made last month. You know, but it just goes to show products and food and stuff is still coming into the country. It's still going on the shelves. There's enough for everybody if we just think of others and just take what we need. You don't need truckloads of toilet roll. I don't know what this toilet roll thing is all about anyway. It's got nothing to do with your ass. But this is the back road around the city, and it's 2:05. And it's even quieter than yesterday. It's eerie, but in some ways it's kind of comforting, because I'm a person, I don't like being around loads of people. Schools are actually closing Friday for the foreseeable future, so we don't know what's going to happen there. But this road here is normally jam-packed with cars. It's a bit of a bottleneck, which is kind of weird. Especially between the hours of 1 and 2, and slightly going in after 2 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock. Usually the schools It's very, very quiet. But I thought I'd give you a view, a camera view, out the front of the car and show you how quiet it actually is. Unfortunately, I can't give you a comparison, but this is actually a small city. The city of Derry, Londonderry. And it's normally very, very busy. God. There's actually heating and sun today, it's quite nice. This road is normally a kind of a bottleneck. And it's so free. Very few people. If you don't like traffic, this is great. Right, school right to the right of me. There's still cars around that. I'm actually going to go into the city itself, which I normally avoid. I don't like traffic. To the right of us is a place called Clarendon Manor, and it is a block of apartments that was built on top of a mental hospital, and turns out that people that are living there are having paranormal activity, and that mental hospital goes back further than 1912 or 1905, when the other hospital was built, which is now abandoned. You may have seen the red brick mental hospital that I explored a couple of times way back at the beginning of this channel. But the road that we just came down is called Asylum Road, and I only got that information recently from a taxi driver. This is now the main retail area of the city. There's a homeless man lying on the side of the street. My thoughts and prayers go out to the homeless at this time, when we have to isolate and there's nowhere for these people to go. This is the main shopping street. And if you take away the sunshine, it's a bit like late at night. There's people still walking around. There's a homeless guy on the left there. The square is empty. The pigeons are all sitting on the ground and probably getting less food than they normally get. I've actually seen a video in a foreign city where actually instead of pigeons they had monkeys, and the monkeys were fighting amongst themselves for the food because the tourists normally feed them, but because the streets were empty, the smallest scrap of food would cause a massive fight. Yeah, most of these shops are sort of closed. There is some shops still open. Cards and gifts closed. Now we're back into the bog side, and You look there on the right hand side, you'll see the murals on the walls of houses. This is the area where Bloody Sunday happened. Actually, I'll show you the road. We're coming up to the Free Derry Wall, which was originally a gable of a small house. This area went through a number of different transformations over the years, and on the right hand side here you have a pub, Bogside Inn, and that area, that big block of a building on the right hand side, it is all due for demolition, for redevelopment, because a lot of the buildings around in there are actually been abandoned for a number of years, and one of them was actually a funeral home, and actually we couldn't get into that funeral home because of antisocial behaviour. So apparently that is all going to be demolished and it's on the left hand side of me now. You can see the patches on the roofs, but right here on that brown piece there is where a funeral home was, and up until recently you could get access through a hole in the wall, but because of antisocial behaviour it was all blocked up. This is the road where Bloody Sunday happened. This is the street. Wow, it is so quiet. I wouldn't be out today only for the fact that I have to pick up some mail, some packages. So hopefully expect a video, possibly on a Spurt Box very soon, on a new Spurt Box. So I will see you in the next video.